Hey, what's up, y'all? So I was sitting down yesterday, watching the Hall of Fame ceremony. Because I'm a huge Redskins fan. And two of the greatest Redskins that I ever seen, Darryl Green and Art Monk, were getting enshrined into the Hall of Fame. So I wanted to watch it. They were the last two to get enshrined. So while I was doing other stuff, I left the ceremony on, and I noticed that every single person being enshrined and every single person inducting that person, giving their induction speech, all of them mentioned God. Every single one of them. And I think it's just a joke. It's pathetic. But I want to discuss the link between religion and sports, and especially football. Football seems to be the most. But most sports are extraordinarily religious. Like the people in them, like the constitution of them would be maybe like 95% religious, as opposed to the country's like 85% religious. And it's a big thing. I used to, I played football, and we prayed like 3 times a practice, to help us beat the shit out of the other team. It never made any sense, but if you didn't do the prayer, they got upset. So I just, air-mouthed the words and put my head down, because I respect, other people's beliefs, but I didn't want to have to do that. And so, I'm wondering about that link. It may have something to do with the fact that athletes are in general stupider than the rest of the population at large, and that if you're playing sports, you don't have time to research things and figure things out for yourself, so you have to turn to a book like an idiot. But so I'm sitting there, I'm watching the speeches, and I paid the most attention to Darryl Green's speech, Art Monk's speech, and Emmett Thomas's speech. He used to coach for the Redskins. My dad was talking to me about him earlier, so I figured I'd check him out too. Emmett Thomas thanked God above all other people, above his family, which is, it's ridiculous, and thanked God about 20 times. It was Darryl Green, who I know is a religious person, was a little bit better. He spent a lot of time thanking his mother and father, which are the people that deserve praise, as well as himself, and thanking his family. And I got what I expected from him. Art Monk is he's a quiet dude. I almost turned it off. I watched the ceremony to see Art Monk get inducted, and I watched him sit there and say that he will never trust anybody because all men will let you down. Only God is good. That's pathetic, man. All these people helped you to get to where you are, and you sitting up there thanking God like he's the one that helped you do anything when he doesn't even exist. The only reason that you believe in him is because you're a fool. And so I was shocked, actually, to hear someone that expresses very few opinions go up there and be so stalwart for God. He had to thank him at least 30 times. I haven't got the chance to watch the speech again, but the overall message was that he's not responsible for anything he did or accomplished, and his family's not responsible, and that God is, and that it's ridiculous. And I just wanted to speak about the athletes' relationships with God being even more frequent than the general populations. And we are the most Christian nation in the world, and they take it one step further. And it's not just those Hall of Fame athletes. John Kitna is a quarterback for the Detroit Lions. He prays before every game, and he's very open about his faith. He's an idiot. So you watch the Lions play, and they suck. So what is that saying, John Kitna? And the other team's praying equally as hard. So when the guy on the other team sacks John Kitna and you know, makes him fumble and they lose the game because the other team returns a fumble for a touchdown. What is that saying about John Kitna's fate or the defensive end from the other team's fate? It doesn't make any sense. And religion and sports have nothing to do with one another, but they have this very tight relationship. I guarantee you the most common tattoo on an athlete is a cross, probably followed by R.I.P. somebody, most likely grandma. The cross, everyone's got a cross. It's ridiculous. Everyone's blinged out with a cross. Come on, man. God didn't help you become big and strong so you could beat the shit out of other motherfuckers or jump really high. It's stupid. And, you know, I think that the link is there because athletes are pushed to excel at what they do, which is play sports, and not pushed to exercise their mind. And as such, it's more likely that they will accept a stupid dogma that provides all the answers there for them, so they feel like they don't have to exercise their mind. They feel like they already know it, so they feel more comfortable in their ignorance while they train and do what they do. And you know, they're great at what they do. I respect them for that. And I love professional sports, but the relationship with God is a joke and it's silly. Alright, y'all. Peace.